Hello, everybody. It's Friday. Paul and I are like, hey. I just realised I shouldn't definitely not said that because if we do post this out again, it'll always have to be a Friday. So Paul Green and I have launched our new thing to the world, which we've been working on, beavering away on in the background, which is candidate funnels. As you can see, we have new names. I'm Helen Pritchard, a funnel strategist. And this is Paul Green, funnel architect. We are deep into the bullshit bingo now, right?
We really are.
We are really into like talking in just ridiculous language all day, every day, even when people aren't listening. But we, in all seriousness, we are here to fix the recruitment problem, right, Paul?
We are indeed. It's a huge problem.
It's
amazing.
Problem.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how big it was until we started working on this and talking to people and seeing where people are, just how much of a problem it really is right now.
I mean, it's not a new problem, that's for sure, because I was in recruitment in the 90s, and recruitment was a problem then. And I then went into employer branding before I did the LinkedIn stuff. Recruitment was a problem then. Now, I'm not saying it's a recruitment problem, but it's just one of those universal kind of problems. When you say to someone, talk to someone like who's got a business and say, how are you getting on with your recruitment? It's like, oh, really hard to find the right people. We're just not getting very good quality, or we just need volume and we can't make it work. And it's kind of like, this is still a huge problem. So what we were rebranding, if you like, ourselves anyway to become lead gen experts, funnel experts, if you like, for brands who want to generate leads, which is kind of what we do, right? So we help people attract and engage and convert clients. And I literally had that wake up in the morning thing, and I was like, no, we need to do this in recruitment. We need to bring everything we know, everything we've learned over the last 5 years in the online space, in the sales and marketing, strategy, technology, just the psychology of buyers. We need to take that and overlay it into the recruitment process. And then with some thought, I think, we came up with candidate funnels as a kind of the actual projects that we want to deliver. We thought that kind of said it all, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is what it is. It's a funnel for your candidates. Like the clues in the name. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's great for me is like from day one when I set up my business, I was like, the thing that I've always wanted to do, or the thing that I always want to do, is keep the buyer initially at the forefront of everything we do. And this just makes sense for it to be candidate related. Like, why isn't the candidate at the forefront of every single thing we do? And it goes back to like my entire life, like working in theatre. It's audience. It's all about the audience, what the audience thinking, what they're going to get from it, what they're experiencing. In aviation, it's about the customer. What's the customer thinking? What the customer feeling? Because you live and die by those people, as we're finding out now in recruitment.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's a game-changing practice, right? If you can get your candidate funnel right, and by candidate funnel, I mean the experience that a candidate, an applicant goes through from seeing your job, deciding to apply, right through to shortlist selection and hire, right? Or rejection. That's the funnel, basically. But what's the experience for them? How is it about them? And how do you engage with them and nurture them and make them feel amazing? I was out for having a drink with my friend I've not seen for ages. And he said he applied for a job at Pizza Express as a general manager in our like the town, like the small town where we live. He's 33. He's been GM at a number of other chain restaurants, and he put his CV in. He's available, and he got nothing, and then it's the standard. You've been unsuccessful. Like, and we were laughing. We're like, what are they looking for? Like, you're surely the most qualified available person for the job, right? But there was nothing in that process that made him feel anything but completely worthless.
No, No, and it's mad. So when I lost my job and I was applying for jobs, and I only noticed this the other day. So one of the jobs I applied for was the Apple store near me were looking for a store manager, and I was like, oh, I could probably do that. I've got the transferable skills. Like I could easily do it. So I applied for this job and heard nothing back. And it was only when we started doing this I remembered, and I was like, I'm going to go have a look. I'm just going to go on the website and I'm going to log into my thing. My application form wasn't even looked at.
Yeah.
It's just sat there and it says it was never looked at.
Dude.
No, and I didn't get anything back. Like, I didn't even get a thank you for applying. And this is Apple. Like, Apple are seen as being a leader in this kind of area in the way they look.
So focused on customer experience, right? But not candidate experience. I'm on a mission to get brands, well, not just brands, companies, to put as much effort into the candidate experience as they do into their client experience.
Yeah.
And test it and measure it and enhance it and make it better and bolder and more exciting and more engaging. This isn't about sending emails. This is about making somebody feel incredible. So a couple of things that we really want to focus on is the experience and making it engaging. So bringing things in like, so we use Score App. So a lot of people will post the link, by the way, guys. We've created our own Score App for this, scorecard for this, which was a little bit meta, wasn't it, last Friday?
It was.
We were kind of like, we're trying to create a funnel about funnels for our clients to show them how the experience works. So if you click on the link, which we'll post after this is we've posted it, you'll see the funnel that we've created for our clients, right, to go through. And it's about listening to them and finding out what they're about and kind of trying to be a bit humorous, a bit tongue-in-cheek, but ultimately getting the information that we need and giving them a great experience. And it's the same with candidate funnels. It's kind of like, how can you make this different? And there's other little bits that we do around video and email sequences and stuff, all the stuff that we do in the online lead gen space, which we are still open to consultancy on, right, of course. But the candidate funnels is, for me, an off-the-shelf product that takes probably 3 months to really get right, and then 3 months to really test. And then that's done. Our idea is that you don't need us forever. We help you create the funnel. We help you test the funnel. Then we hand over the funnel to you to keep in your business forever. So it's quite exciting though, right?
It's really exciting. It's like the missing piece of the puzzle, I think, for a lot of people. Because we've all been there. I mean, even so the other day I had an interview for a job. I was headhunted and was like, I kind of feel like I want to go through the
process now.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a case of literally, I got a call from somebody, someone from a recruitment company who said, we really want you to put you forward for this job. Would you want to do it? They put me forward for it, and I literally the next stage was almost painful. So I got an email that was like 3 lines that said, your CV's been passed on to us. We'd like to have a call. Are you available? And I replied, yes, I am. And then they just sent me a date, and it was literally like they just sent me a Zoom thing, and it wasn't like we didn't like properly talk about it. We didn't say. It was literally like Wednesday 9:00. Here's the link. Like there was.
It's so transactional.
It was just purely the automatically generated link that comes from Microsoft Teams, and it was like, oh, that's it. There's no like. Nothing.
So having worked with companies, so this isn't like I've not just decided to do this out of the blue, right? I've got a lot of experience in this, and having worked with companies. So I remember, in fact, I won't name names, but a couple of big names that you'll know. Sitting in boardrooms with them, going, right, have you mapped out your ideal candidate? I'm like, what? And they're just like, we just put the same job out, and then just HR deal with it, And it's like, what happens next? And the first thing I used to do was I'd get them, and I posted about this on LinkedIn today. I was like, go and walk yourself through your candidate funnel as it is now, like the candidate journey from clicking on a thing. And when you actually do that, you can see how cold and clinical it feels. And then, but the same people are saying to me, we really want the people with the right values. We really want to attract really great people that we can build in our teams that'll make a difference, that'll really add value to the company. It's like, well, it's not that good people are hard to find. It's just you're not trying hard enough. Like you're not trying to make them feel there's a values fit or that it's important to them. Yeah. And they just don't use that multimedia experience that we always do in traditional lead gen, I guess.
Yeah. So you haven't seen this yet, but we asked that question. That's one of the questions we ask on our scorecard, and 40% of people have said they don't do it.
but they don't actually walk their way through it. I'm sure they
So as
don't.
in they don't try and map out their
Oh, no, I'm sure they don't.
client,
They
or
say they do. I did a poll on it, and like 80 people were like, "Yeah, we start with the candidate map." I'm like, "Do you though, or do you start with, hi Tracy in HR, can you put that job ad out on Indeed?" And you know what I mean. And then Tracy at HR is like, put it out, get a load of CVs that aren't relevant, la 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 la, try and shortlist them, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So for me, it's like, it's just not good enough. I just don't think it's good enough to attract real good people. You've got to really wow them. You've got to surprise and delight them. You've got to do things that are different. You've got to do things that are disruptive. You know, you want the real best people. You've got to put on a show for them, basically. And candidate funnels are about putting on a show for your applicants, whether you hire them or not. And that's the ultimate outcome that I want to deliver for our clients, is that the feedback from the candidates should be, I didn't get the job, but I would definitely apply again. I've had a great experience and I would recommend it to a friend. That's the big outcome that we want to deliver.
I've had an insanely standout interview in aviation that was like, it was a 3-day interview, and day one was just looking around the company headquarters, an amazing dinner. We were spoken to by the chief pilot, the head of recruitment, we had somebody from the board came and actually spoke to us as well. And it was like, before we even had an interview or anything, it was literally like, they said to us really early on, you know, some people will leave every single day. And on day one, it was, well, it's up to you. Are you leaving? Like, we're not getting rid of you. But if you don't want to go, then you can go. Like, it's completely your choice whether you stay or not. And that was like, for me, that was the first time I was like, oh yeah, actually recruitment can be different. It doesn't have to be that kind of drive. Because aviation's terrible for it. The whole philosophy in aviation is, well, you'll be really lucky to work for us.
Yeah.
There's so many pilots out there, especially right now. So many pilots that want a job.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, they don't have it.
And that is the attitude across a lot of people. There's a real arrogance of like, you'll be lucky to work for us. And it's like, it's not like that now. This is a candidate, a hot market. You know, you can attract anyone, but do you want to just attract anyone, or do you want the right people? And do you want people to feel like really part of something? And that experience you described about going to, you know, having a look around the place, you know, speaking to the senior team, and we can create all that automatically, virtually and digitally, and in a multimedia way. And that's basically what we do. We give that experience without our clients having to put on the open day, make loads of cups of tea, you know, drag everyone out of meetings. You know, instead of that, we're going to automate it and create it and make a strategy for it that you only have to do once. And then everyone will have this interactive experience of feeling important and valued. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really good.
And it's cost effective as well, because those days cost a lot of money to run. And actually, our way of working is, it gives you the spirit of that and the bit that the candidate really needs, without having to have the big financial outlay that's associated with those days.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be brilliant. And we're not, you know, trying to get in the way of recruiters. We're not trying to do the job of HR directors. This is like a collaborative thing. It's kind of like, how can we make it better together? You know, and how can everyone have an input into this? So it's, you know, we're not like, we don't know the best way to sell your company to candidates. You do, right? But like, how we're going to give you the tools and the tech and the strategy to really bring it all together. It's like, it's a big project, you know, it's a significant project for a company to undertake, which is why we take it very seriously. And we're talking about, like a 3 to 6 month engagement. But once it's done, it's done forever. Obviously, you can test it and tweak it, and these things are always a movable feast. But do you think how much money and time and energy and effort that's going to save over the lifetime of your recruitment, you know?
Yeah, and we hand over the blueprint at the end, so you can do whatever you want with it.
And also my experience of doing this work is it's really good for the company to get really deep into who do they actually want to recruit and why, and how is that going to impact the business, and what kind of values are they looking for. You know, a really significant campaign that we did was for children, schools and residential settings for children with autism. And we did some really good campaigns around attracting people with the right values. So it's a minimum wage job. We want people with the right values make a difference. And we were able to, we created video content around the staff, the parents, you know, the people you'd be working with, the day in the life stuff. And I'm really, and then that when I did that business, it was all about having social media presence for that. But now we've got this experience of the lead gen. It's kind of all of that stuff that I learned that's really powerful for the company to go through as a process. Now we can put it into this automated way that it's when people actively engage and say, I'm interested, then they start to see all of this stuff. So it's not just shouting into the abyss. It's actually strategically giving people that information every step of the way. And that the people that micro commit, so we see this in normal funnels, if you like, it's the people that micro commit each step of the way, that watch the video, that reply to the email, that fill in the questionnaires. They're the people that are committed to the job, committed to the process. Just like in lead gen, they're the people that end up buying, because you can see those buying signals straight away. And ultimately, candidate funnels is about creating a warm pool of candidates that you can use forever. These, it's not like getting a load of CVs that sit in an email desk, maybe go into your ATS, right? It's actually an engaged community that you're building. So if you're doing volume recruitment, it's super powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a game changer, isn't it?
We just love it. We can't stop banging on about it. So
everyone that we know is really bored of us talking about funnels.
Yeah, please don't say candidate funnel scorecard, candidate blueprint ever again. But we've just signed our first client. We did our first pilot, and now we've signed our first client. So we're very excited to go and get some real case studies under our belt. I think that's the next phase for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, this time next year we're going to be smashing it, because
changing the face of recruitment
forever, fundamentally changing the face of recruitment forever. The way that companies recruit, the level of impact that the journey that the candidate has is going to have on the company and the candidate. And it's been really disruptive. So when we signed up our first ever, our pilot that we're doing at the moment, I said to her, you're going to be the first person to ever have this. And she was just like,
yeah,
really keen. And I think for an innovative company, it's like, we're going to take away a lot of the hassle and the stress of this. This might be something you want to do, but you didn't know where to start. Like, we know exactly where to start, and we know how to map it out. And we've done it in lead gen over and over again. I've done it in my business with the LinkedIn training over and over again. Like, we know how to create funnels. Like, that's one thing we do know. And there's loads of different bolt-ons that you can do. So it's just really exciting. I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting to some events, getting to speak to more people, getting introductions to people who've got a recruitment problem, basically. So if you know anyone who's got a recruitment problem, like, I feel like this is a really good way to fix it.
Definitely.
So
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you at least talk to us? Now, we are running a wait list because we have had a lot of interest, which is great. And we both run other businesses as well, so we've got limited time, but we really want to get some. This is the opportunity to work directly with us on. I think this time next year we'll have built a team, and we'll have funnel architects doing a lot of the day-to-day stuff. Obviously, we'll still do the strategy, but at the moment we're literally every bit is us. Our hands is on everything. We haven't got a team. We're not using my team for this, so it is, if you want to get in early and get in when the price is significantly lower than it ultimately will end up at, then let me know.
And also help us shape what it's going to be as well. Yeah. Like, it's such an opportunity to work with us to also change the shape of the recruitment going forward. Because
exactly. It's all about collaboration. This for me. I don't know everything. I know enough to make a difference, but I don't know everything. And we're really open to working with companies who appreciate that honesty and that that openness. Like, this is something new that we're bringing to the market, but I feel like it's so solid in its positioning, because I know there's a problem, I know this can fix it, and I know we've got a lot of experience doing it in other markets. So that's it. That's why we wanted to talk about what are candidate funnels. Hopefully that was useful for people. So any thoughts, Paul? What we're going to do with the link? How are we going to do that?
Shall I pop it in right now?
Paul's going to pop it in right now.
If I can find it, that is.
Yeah. So if you, on the link, you can go through the process yourself. You can go through our scorecard. So you find out your recruitment care score. It's all about candidate attraction, retention, and engagement. And there's some tongue-in-cheek questions and answers in there as well. So go and have fun with it, enjoy it, and then you will be in the funnel, if that makes sense. And we'll be able to show you, not just tell you what funnels are, and you should be able to see the potential of doing it in your businesses for your candidates.
Nice.
Thanks, Paul Green. Right, I'm going to go. Have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye.
Bye.